My name is Aparna Singhal and today we'll discuss a very interesting topic. Before decoding the meaning of this topic, that is sexuality and flowers, let's start with the basics. By basics I mean like what are flowers, where can we find, and as to what it means by sexuality in flowers. So we know that flowers are commonly found on plants. So a basic plant has all these structures like leaf, stem, root, fruits and flowers. And these are further categorized into vegetative parts and reproductive parts. Right? So why they are classified as vegetative and reproductive is again interesting. Flowers have the capability to participate in the sexual reproduction, and that's why they are considered as reproductive parts. On the other hand, leaf, stem and root, they do participate in reproduction but not sexual. They participate in asexual reproduction, and that's why they are classified as vegetative parts. So now we know that flowers and fruits are reproductive parts. This is something that I told you. But why, as to why flowers and fruits are considered as reproductive parts? So the answer is very simple. So for that, let's see the structure of a flower. So this is basic structure of a flower, and here we can see four walls that are four structures. So now what are the four important walls of a flower? So the number one is sepals. This is nothing but the outermost green color structure that protects the young growing part. So what is the role of sepals is it protects the growing part. Like when the flower is not completely bloomed, you can see the green leaves like structures surrounding it. So that are sepals. Followed by petals. Petal is the second wall. So petals are brightly colorful part of a flower. Inner to petals are stamens. Stamen is nothing but the male reproductive part of a flower. It is the third one. And group of stamens are known as androecium. So this is just a term that I am telling you. So group of stamens are androecium. And inner to male reproductive part is the female reproductive part, that is pistil. And group of pistil is known as gynoecium. Now, when I say male reproductive part, then that means that it has the capacity to produce male gamete. So stamen, which is further divided into a bilobed structure anther followed by a tubular structure filament, has the capacity to produce pollens. So anther, the bilobed structure that you can see here, is the site where pollen are synthesized. And in pistil, which is further divided into three parts, that is the topmost part stigma, followed by tubular structure style, and followed by bulb-like structure ovary. So this bulb-like structure or ovary that you can see here has the capacity to produce a female gamete, that is ovule. So a flower is a reproductive part because it has male and female reproductive organs that give rise to male and female gametes respectively. So when male gamete pollen fuses with female gamete ovule, it gives rise to a fruit. Now I told you that fly is a reproductive organ. So this much is clear, like why fly is a reproductive organ, because it has the capacity to give rise to a fruit. But how fruit is a reproductive organ? So when these fuses, it gives rise to a fruit. Fruit has a seed. So what is the power of a seed? When seeds are sown, they are germinated, and after germination, they have the capacity to give rise to a whole plant, which bears leaf, root, stem, flower, and fruit. So that means both flower and fruits are reproductive organs, reproductive part of a plant, because they have the capacity to give rise to a completely new set of a plant. So now we are clear with this, what are why as to why flower and fruits are reproductive organ and a flower is so and so world. But in nature, when you see around, you cannot see all four whorls present in all the flowers. But those flowers that have all the four whorls are known as complete flower. For example, China rose, you can see it has sepals, petals, stamen, pistil and everything. And likewise, pea flower also has all the four structures. But when any one of the whorl is missing, then it is categorized as incomplete flower. Now you can see here is an example of cucumber plant, right? So in cucumber plant, if you see, it has two kinds of flower, female flower and a male flower. So female flowers are those flowers that has sepals, petals and pistil as a reproductive organ. Unlike male flower which has stamen, petals and sepals but pistil is missing. So if any of the whorl is missing, then it is said to be an incomplete flower. It can be either reproductive organs or it can be the sepals or petals or anything. So this is how in nature we have diversity of flowers. And from this particular concept only, you can get to know about sexuality in flowers. Now when I say sexuality in flowers, so sexuality is referred to the, actually it is related to the reproductive organs of a flower. So now we have seen that uh, we have a pistil and a stamen as a reproductive organ. But how they are arranged in a different flowers, that defines the sexuality of a flower. For example, flowers are categorized into following types. The number first is unisexual flower. When I say unisexual flower, it means uni means one and sex means reproductive part. So unisexual means when a flower contains either male or female reproductive organ. So now when I show you this maize plant, you can see that it has one male flower, it has another female flower. So a male flower has only stamen and a female flower has only pistil, just like as we saw in cucumbers. So such kind of flowers that have only single reproductive organ in their flowers are known as unisexual flowers. Okay, now these unisexual flowers are further categorized. How they are categorized? Now you can see a maize plant. This is a single plant and in this single plant both types of flowers are present. So such flowers that are present on the same plant are known as monoecious. So what do we mean by monoecious? Monoecious means mono means single. Cious means reproductive organs. When in single plant both the reproductive organs are present but in different flowers. So we have seen examples of monoecious unisexual flowers, for example, maize, cucumber, pumpkin. So these are monoecious flowers. So when I say single plant and two different flowers are present, then that means there is another category of flowers, unisexual flowers also, and that is dioecious. So what do we mean by dioecious? As the name suggests, di means two, cious means reproductive organs. When there are two different plants, as you can see here, that possess or that bear flowers which has reproductive organs. So in papaya, you can see a male papaya plant bears male flower which possess stamens and female papaya plant bears female flowers which bears pistil. So such type of unisexual flowers are known as dioecious. So the examples of dioecious plants are papaya, date palm and mulberry. So far we have discussed like कि a flower can be unisexual monoecious or unisexual dioecious. Now what do we mean by unisexual? When a single flower contains either male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ. Now if the flower is present on the same plant, then it is monoecious, but if the flowers are present on different plants, then it is known as dioecious. Now when a flower contains only one reproductive organ, then it is known as unisexual. But when it contains both the reproductive organs, that means when both androecium and gynoecium are present on the same flower, then it is known as bisexual flower. So as you can see here, in a pea plant, if I zoom in into one pea flower, you can see both stigma, style, ovary, that is pistil, and stamen, that is male reproductive organ. Both are present in the same flower. Such kinds of flowers are known as bisexual flower. Interestingly, all complete flowers are known as bisexual flower. Actually, I am not telling you something new. I have already told you this thing earlier that a complete flower has all the four whorls. All the four whorls means it includes sepals, it includes petals, it includes our male reproductive organ, it includes our female reproductive organ. And for bisexual flower, what we need? We need both the reproductive organs present in the same flower. And so I can, in other words, also say that all complete flowers are also known as bisexual flowers. But let me ask you, can all bisexual flowers be complete? Just give it a thought. Is it possible to have all bisexual flower to be complete? Absolutely not. It can be or it cannot be. Now why I am saying this? Because we have two other structures also, sepals and petals. It is not necessary that all the bisexual flowers out there in nature have sepals and petals also. And if any of the whole is missing, then it cannot fall under complete flower. So therefore, all complete flower can be bisexual flower, but not all bisexual flowers are complete flower. This is important point that we should take a note of. Now, I have told you one thing regarding this complete correlation between complete flower and a bisexual flower. Let me ask you another interesting question. Can bisexual flower be both monoecious and dioecious? Let me give you a hint. Like monoecious are those that possess flowers on a same plant, on a single plant. Whereas dioecious are those that possess flowers but on a two different plants. Now, if you just rewind it back, I told you just now that bisexual flowers are those flowers that have both male and female reproductive organs on the same flower. That means plant can be same, plant can be single also, and plants can be different also. But if a flower is bearing both the reproductive organs, then it is a bisexual flower. So, if one flower will be possessing both the structure, then it should be monoecious, right? A single plant will be bearing both the organs. And there is no point of calling it dioecious, because if in two different plants, also if both the organs are present, then it will be considered as bisexual flower, isn't it? Like in that case, we were saying in papaya case, if you remember, we were saying we had male papaya plant and female papaya plant. That means male papaya plant bears only male reproductive organ and female papaya plant bears only female reproductive organ. But in this case, each and every flower will be bearing both the reproductive organs. So there won't be any segregation like male pea plant or female pea plant. There is no such thing exist in the nature. Pea plants are pea plants, and each pea plant bear flowers that are bisexual in nature. Hence, in bisexual flowers, there can only be monoecious flowers, not dioecious flowers. So, that is how we define the sexuality in flowers. Like whether a given flower is a unisexual flower or bisexual flower, and whether that flower is unisexual monoecious or unisexual dioecious or bisexual monoecious. So, this is that is why I mentioned here also that dioecious plants cannot bear bisexual flowers. And here are few examples of bisexual flowers that are monoecious in nature, that is China rose and pea flower. So this is just a brief summary of what all we discussed just now, that unisexual flowers bear male and female reproductive organs. So this is the case of monoecious, where a single plant bears both stamen and pistil, and this is the case of dioecious, that is papaya one, which bears stamen and pistil on different plants. And in bisexual flower, there is only one case, that is monoecious, wherein stamen and pistil are present in the same plant. So this is the gist of entire sexuality in flower, that is monoecious plant can bear both unisexual or bisexual flowers, right? Monoecious plants, that is, can bear both unisexual and bisexual flowers, but dioecious plants will only bear unisexual flowers. This is very important statement, and this summarizes the complete sexuality in flower. Often I find students are completely confused about this topic, like how unisexual and bisexual are correlated with this monoecious and dioecious. So this correlation is sometimes difficult to understand, and I hope with this small lecture you got a gist of as to how they are correlated. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.